A very good Monday evening. Welcome to our special show GE2020 Today, coming to you every night during this election season. I'm Hsien.
And I'm Rachel Kelly from Money FM 89.3, and you can subscribe to the Straits Times channel so you never miss a single episode.
On the ground and online, it has been another busy day of campaigning. A short while ago, Prime Minister Lee Loong and his teammates who are contesting Ang Mo Kio GRC held an e-rally.
And calling themselves the Ang Mo Kio Five, the team comprises Mr. Lee, Mr. Daryl David, Mr. Gan Chiam Po, and two new candidates, Miss Nadia Samdin and Miss Ng Ling Ling. And Mr. Lee had this piece of advice for the PAP's new faces on how to build a strong connection with residents.
You start off hitting the ground running, but you have to keep it up over a long time. And the residents must know that when they need you, you're there. And I think once you have that bond, it's a very personal one, and it's a very valuable one. Mr. Lee Kuan Yew used to say that this is dog loyalty and not cat loyalty. The difference is the dog loyalty is to the person.
Indeed.
So if the person goes somewhere else, the dog the loyalty goes with him. The cat loyalty is not to the person. So if the person goes off, well, that makes no difference. The next person comes, he's fine also.
Okay.
And MPs, we have our relationship with the population, with our voters, is dog loyalty, and you must build it.
The Ang Mo Kio Five will face opponents from the Reform Party on polling day.
And earlier in the day, Mr. Lee spoke at what's known as the Fullerton Rally, a PAP election tradition since 1959. Mr. Lee said that the world is watching this election closely and that the stakes couldn't be higher.
Investors will scrutinize the election results and act on their conclusions. And so will others, both friends and adversaries of Singapore. And that's why in this election, the PAP seeks not just your mandate, but your strong mandate to lead Singapore through this crisis.
Mr. Lee then called into question the opposition's ability to get the economy back to where it was before the crisis. He went on to say that Singaporeans can count on him and his party to lead the country through this critical time.
Our response in this crisis will determine the future of our country and prospects for our children and grandchildren in Singapore. You have my word. Together with my older colleagues like Teo Hsien and Tharman Shanmugaratnam, as well as the younger 4G ministers, I will see this through. I'm determined to hand over Singapore intact and in good working order to the next team.
In other news, Nee Soon GRC candidates from the PAP and PSP appear to have put their recent feud behind them. Law and Home Affairs Minister K. Shanmugam had called the PSP campaign half-hearted, to which the PSP retorted that there was no horse trading agreement or negotiation with regard to the constituency.
In tonight's constituency political broadcast, both sides put the focus squarely on Singapore's economic future.
We are in the midst of the greatest crisis since the Second World War. Economic situation has been tough and it is going to be tough, but we can get out of this together. We will work with you, try and save jobs, create new jobs. Many of you will know that clear plans have been announced on creation of jobs. You know that we will deliver on jobs.
We can have a Singapore where we can feel confident that we can make a living, where we can have a decent lifestyle at a fair price, where we can afford a home and it is something that we can leave our children.
Two candidates with military backgrounds are going head-to-head in the new SMC of Marymount. PAP's Gan Xiao Huang was the first woman to attain the rank of Brigadier General in the SAF, while PSP's Dr. Ang Yong Guan served for 23 years as a psychiatrist in the SAF. The new SMC was carved out of Bishan Topayo GRC.
When I joined the Singapore Armed Forces, I also had many opportunities Through my 20 over years with the SAF, I had the opportunity to work with different groups of people and picked up expertise in the areas of operations, maintenance, manpower, long-term planning, and policy making. I believe that my experience and the values that I gained in the SAF, especially in leading and taking care of people, will enable me to serve the residents of Marymount well.
We want an inclusive government, not an exclusive one. A government that can connect with its people, a government that listens to its people. The post-COVID-19 Singapore requires a rethink. We need bolder and more divergent thinking. It can no longer be a one-size-fits-all or all yes-men approach. This is where alternative parties play a role in nation building. We need 32 opposition MP to deny PAP its two-thirds majority.
Over in Pasir Ris-Punggol GRC, it's a three-cornered fight among the PAP, Singapore Democratic Alliance and People's Voice.
Senior Minister Teo Chee Hsien is no stranger to such contests. Back in 1992, he faced a four-way fight in Marine Parade GRC. And in tonight's broadcast, the candidates amplified the key concerns of residents.
This COVID-19 pandemic is the most serious crisis that I have encountered in more than 40 years of public service. The government has introduced many support programs to help every Singaporean family, businesses and self-employed persons. At the local level in Pasir Ris-Punggol, we have our own local programs to help every vulnerable family.
We met many people and also heard their pains and frustrations. The visits opened my eyes and mind, and I never believed that there was so much suffering in our first world nations where majority of our people led life as third world citizens.
The SDA will fight hard for you. We will work together with the residents in Pasir Ris-Punggol and all Singaporeans, because with one voice we say enough is enough. There are people who laugh at us and they say, why not give up since you lost before? And we say the SDA will never give up.
Candidates for Marsiling-Yew Tee GRC and Mountbatten SMC also spoke in tonight's broadcast.
In the fourth e-rally held by PSP, party chief and political veteran Dr. Tan Cheng Bock recounted his experience serving Ayer Rajah GRC for 30 years. He highlighted initiatives that he pushed for in Parliament, such as voting against the nominated MP scheme and prioritising PMET jobs for Singaporeans.
His West Coast GRC team member Hazel Phua also made an appearance, and she promised voters that the party will fight for more healthcare subsidies, GST exemption for basic necessities and higher CPF withdrawal amount at age 55.
If you vote for PSP, we will work to ensure that your needs are better met and to build a more caring and compassionate community within our constituencies.
The e-rally also featured other candidates who will be contesting in West Coast GRC and Pioneer SMC. Dr. Tan and his team will be going up against the PAP team led by Communications and Informations Minister S. Iswaran in West Coast GRC.
On to what's trending on social media now. What's politics without some blood, sweat and tears? PAP's new face Nee Soon fractured her ankle last night while running from door to door during house visits. She was then teased on Facebook for telling herself to get well soon. Well, it turns out one of the party's live show hosts, who has admin access to a Facebook page, wrote the post by mistake.
And one candidate has found a way to beat the heat in Singapore. In an Instagram post, Workers' Party candidate Mr. James Lim was seen in a sweat-soaked shirt that stuck to his back after a day of campaigning. And when he called the look unglam, netizens advised him to invest in some undershirts. And the next day, Mr. Lim posted a photograph of himself with a stack of new sweat absorbing undershirts.
Now, if you own a wearable fitness tracker, you know you should hit an average of 10,000 steps a day. SDP candidate Mr. Chee Soon-juan recently took to Instagram story to show off the number of steps he took by midday. He clocked a whopping 12,320 steps, which is equivalent to about 6 kilometers.
That puts me to shame, Haryanto. Now, a reminder that you can watch GE2020 Editor's Take at 1 p.m. and The Big Story at 5:30 p.m. on Tuesday. You can also follow ST's full coverage of Singapore GE2020 on our microsite and get the latest happenings on the ground on our live blog. Our live blog has real-time updates about the general election, including special reports, analysis, and videos.
Once again, I'm Haryanto Diman with Rachel Kelly from Money FM 89.3. Join us again for more election highlights tomorrow at 10 p.m.
But before we go, Haryanto, we've seen an abundance of selfies and weefies on the campaign trail. And I want to know, who's one person you'd like to take a weefie with?
Well, Rachel, after spending a few days with you presenting GE2020 Today together, I think we should take a photo to commemorate covering and of course bring the GE to all our viewers.